Today we're on an adventure in Whistler, British Columbia. Before we get any further, what are we driving? So this is a little bit of an interesting video. This is a 4-in-1 video. How so? Well, this is a look at the RX350L, which is a longer version of the regular RX350. So essentially, that's 2 videos in one right there. And then this is also a little trip report on a little adventure to Whistler. And also it's kind of like our family video, so you get 4 into 1. So we've been driving around the RX350L for the last couple of days around the Whistler area, and I'm telling you, we've had everything. Up in the mountains here, the weather really changes really fast. So you can ask Cynthia, it was just pouring rain like crazy. And then at times we went up to the gondola, the peak-to-peak chair at Whistler Blackcomb, and that goes from one mountain to the other. It was beautiful going one way, coming back the clouds just rolled in so fast. Now it's pouring rain again. So yeah, a lot to experience when you come up to the Whistler area. And right now we are on the Sea to Sky Highway. It's one of the most scenic drives that you could really ask for. And now look at this, the sun is coming out. It just really can't make up its mind. So let's talk about the RX350L, or the 350 in general. Okay, this is a 3-row SUV now. So what they've done is they've extended the rear end, not by a whole bunch, but they've added a 3rd row, and it's power activated. And right off the bat, I'm going to tell you right now is most vehicles in this class that have a 3-row, you really don't use it a lot, or you shouldn't buy a vehicle to use that 3rd row a lot, because you're not going to get a ton of room. And seriously, that goes for almost all the vehicles across the board. They're good in a pinch. We have a Toyota Highlander, and yeah, we've used the 3rd row on occasion, but not very often, and it is handy. What we like about it is when the 3rd row is not up, same as here, you get a lot more storage space. So when that 3rd row is down, you get more storage space than the standard RX350. This is very much like driving the Highlander in a way, except not, because it's a lot different. Cynthia, what did you think? You drive the Highlander the most, and you've driven this. What do you think of this one?
Well, the first thing I felt is car's a lot lighter feel, has a lot of lighter feel to drive, and also accelerates way faster than our Highlander.
Yeah. Now our Highlander is a hybrid, and this L version also comes as a RX450L as well, so you can get it in the hybrid version. But I totally agree with Cynthia, it just drives so much smoother, it seems. One thing about luxury vehicles, they have a lot better insulation, and everything is really quiet. Like the road noise is almost non-existent when you're in this thing. It's very smooth. And that's really important on these twisty roads, because one of them in the back is prone to get car sick. Obviously, she's not at that point, because listen to them singing in the background here. Under the hood is the same 3.5-liter V6 engine, putting out 290 horsepower. It's 5 horsepower less than the standard 350. I'm not sure why, but it's not that you're going to really notice it. We're at a stoplight right now. Let's see. We're in normal mode. Acceleration adequate. We have a full load right here. Mind you, the kids aren't as heavy as adults, but I really strongly believe that you're not buying a vehicle like this for sport handling. You really want a luxurious, very positive feeling drive, and smooth. And that's what you're gonna get with not just this Lexus, but all Lexuses in general. This is also equipped with all-wheel drive, and the power goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. You can put it into manual mode if you like. There are no paddle shifters on this version, but you can shift it manually with the gear selector if you wish. Inside, this is definitely different than our Highlander for sure. Right off the bat, this comes standard with a 12.3-inch infotainment screen, and it has the same, I'd say, this mouse tracker. It's not a pad system that they've had since the beginning of this new RX. And I've heard some criticism on this saying, you know, it's old, it's dated, but you know what? I have to say, it's easy to use. I have zero problem using this. Basically, the only thing that you can't do with it, like some of the newer systems that have a pad, is that you can't actually use your finger to trace and actually make letters and words. Maybe on the next update. Also, what's kind of needed for the next update on this, and I'm sure it's coming because other Lexus and Toyota products are including it now, is smartphone integration. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I'm sure the Apple CarPlay is coming. Android Auto, they're a little bit slow on, but I think they will be rolling that out probably sometime in the near future in all their products. Comfort-wise, you have a heated steering wheel, you have heated and cooled seats in the front, heated seats in the rear on this one. Speaking of the rear, adequate room for the 2 car seats, plus those seats do slide back and forth, which I love. Our Highlander does the same thing. And of course, that third row, like I mentioned, you're not going to get a lot of room. Yes, you can move those second row seats forward. So if you do have to have someone in the back, they can actually put their legs in. Otherwise, it's going to be used in a pinch. We have fit a lot of stuff back there though. We have a full-size suitcase, a rollerboard, a crate, because we weren't sure what the weather was going to be, so we've packed everything from swimming things to winter things and winter gear, and so we've packed it all, and it ate it up no problem. Comparing the ride to our Highlander though, I mentioned this is a lot smoother and quieter. That's hands down the first thing you notice. But suspension wise, it's almost like they've just tuned it a lot better. It's very sophisticated. It's refined compared to the Highlander for the suspension. Let's hit these bumps here, and you can feel it all, but it's not, the Highlander's suspension kind of crashes a little bit more than this suspension does. And that's one thing that Lexus does really well in general, not just suspension wise. They just refine everything to the nth degree. The fit and finish on the outside and on the inside, seriously, it's perfect. We know a lot of people that own Lexuses, especially RXs. I know some that has an older Lexus ES, and we're talking after a decade of driving, they are still solid. There's no creaks, there's no rattles, and that is what people buy Lexuses for, is that type of refinement. Now let's talk about Whistler for a moment. First of all, it is the home of the 2010 Winter Olympics that we had in Vancouver, so there's a lot of cool things to see there. It's a world-renowned destination for skiing. It's got a great village. There's lots of things to do, lots of restaurants. And if you're not a skier, well, during the off-season, as you can see, mountain biking is huge. Downhill mountain biking. So if you're into that, you don't have to bring your own mountain bike. You can rent them here, and you take the gondola up, really far up, so you don't have to do all that pedaling, and you have all that fun pedaling down. That's something that I really want to do. Plus they have zip trekking, ATV tours, dog sledding, hiking, golfing, you name it. There is so much to do in Whistler when you come up here. And of course, for the little ones, they had a lot of fun as well. Okay, here's a hidden bonus. If you buy one of these Lexus vehicles like this 350L or a 350 or any Lexus product, or maybe you already own a Lexus product, there's something called Lexus Rewards. So what is that? Well, just think of it as a whole bunch of free perks. If you go on their website, you can find different hotels and different activities and wineries and things Lexus owners like to do. And in this instance, we stayed at the Nita Lake Lodge, which is a beautiful lodge in the Whistler area, and it's part of the Lexus program. And being a Lexus owner, you get a complimentary upgrade for your room. Our room was unbelievable. It's like a lake view. We had it upstairs. The kids just loved it. It's rustic. It's got the fireplace. And of course, there's things like a spa, swimming pool, hot tub, canoes to go out on the lake with. And then you also get free breakfast. That can save you a lot of money. So you can get all these things by just owning a Lexus. Oh, and of course, since you drove your Lexus up there, they'll park your car. Valet parking is free. It's included for Lexus owners. So what's our take on the RX350L? This is definitely an upgrade from the Highlander, for sure. If we didn't have the Highlander and wanted something a little bit more on the luxurious side, this would really fit our needs. It's in the same family, but just so much more refined than our Highlander, which we do like. We do love our Highlander, but this is just the next step up. So there you have it. More reason to buy a Lexus, and then use that Lexus to drive yourself to some of these great perks. See you later. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more everyday reviews, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.